You're not tuned into something super tight. Puffin' something sticky, nigga, I roll through the light. Need to hear something real just to get me through the night. I'm looking for them jackets cause I know they looking shite. Know I'ma get some game tuned in with super tight, yeah. I get the low love from Big Bobo, from the front seat, not no photos.
Already, baby. What it do is your big dog Bobo Luciano. We in the house. Thank y'all again for tuning in to Super Tight TV because we back up your back going smack, smack, smack like y'all like it. And I got another good one today, man. When I'm telling y'all, I'm pulling out all the stops. You know what I'm talking about? It's a D-Town reunion. It's going to be a Texas reunion. It's going to be a Southern block party anytime we open the doors. You know what I'm talking about?
It's going to be a family reunion.
A family reunion.
Yeah.
I like Candy Paint, Sweets and Dank. It's a family affair. Candy Paint, Sweets and Dank. It's a family affair. Candy Paint, Sweets and Dank. It's a family affair. It's a family affair. Hey, I got my boys in the house. But before I get going, I think I talk about my sexy ass, gorgeous, beautiful wife.
It's your girl, Jazzy K.
In the building. And today I got Mr. Aggtown in the building. I got... Hold on, dog. You good, though. You good, though. I appreciate y'all. Y'all sit down. I know y'all excited that you're here. Wait a minute. I know y'all excited that you're here, everybody. Hold on. We got that child. Chill out. Yeah, he in the building. All the girls trying to get in the door. Man, did y'all cut on the on-air light, man? Because we got some serious people in here tonight, man. We got one of the Aggtown representatives, one of the Aggtown legends. Matter of fact, we got two of the Aggtown legends in the building. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. I bring out legends.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about? I don't just bring out, I do. I start from embryo stage, whether you just a unborn sleeping fetus, like Nemesis said. Y'all remember that? Unborn sleeping fetus. Shout out to my man Bumblebee. You know what I'm talking about? Or you a full grown legend. I got my people in the house. I got Gylo and Peanut.
Yeah.
My guys.
Yeah.
Representing Red Rum. Representing Aggtown. Hey. Man, how y'all doing, fellas?
Chilling, man. Great. What's going on?
Oh, man, y'all almost said that in unison.
We still alive. We're happy.
Okay. Yeah,
happy
man.
to be here.
You ain't got no dirt on top of you.
No
earth on top of you.
And
it's beautiful.
It's a blessing nowadays. Boy.
Yeah, it is a blessing.
We've lost a lot of people.
You ain't lying.
But you know what? We're not in that era.
Right.
No.
We
living.
We looking at them looking like, boy, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You know what I'm talking about? That's what my mama would say. Because these boys out here acting a complete monkey.
For nothing.
I'm talking about for nothing. And I say boys, I mean any race. Yeah. Any race. Boys, the human race is acting a complete monkey right now. You know what I'm talking about? So I pray for everybody's safety and everybody, get home safely and kiss your wife, kiss your husband, whatever you got to do. Kiss them kids. But you know how we do it. I always kick it to my wife and let her get this crazy. Go ahead and get you a sip of that, baby. I know you want to get one.
Go ahead. I'm good.
Get you some of that. Get you some of that honey. I'm talking about already, baby. So we about to go down the line and let my wife do her thing. You know what I'm talking about?
All right. Thank you so much for that.
Come on with that sexy voice.
Beautiful introduction.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, Gylo and Peanut.
Thank you.
So happy to have y'all here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy to be here.
You happy to be here?
Happy to be here.
Already.
That's what I'm talking about.
You look like you got some Chinese eyes. Are you okay? Surprise, surprise. I got Chinese eyes.
Yeah. And if you know me,
you
know I've never even smoked a cigarette.
Okay.
Man.
Ever.
Preacher's kid.
You could be a closet smoker for all I know.
Never.
I don't know.
Sometimes you just tired.
Yeah, you tired, Jello?
It ain't always.
I mean, it's been a long day.
Get crunk.
Yeah.
Already. Shit, already. So
we done went through tornadoes today.
Yeah, I went through tornadoes, hailstorms, a little flooding at the shop.
Really?
We've gone through a lot.
Whole shop. About 3 inches deep.
Oh my goodness. Yep. I slept through all of that.
Yeah, she did. I woke up and said, girl, you done missed it.
You missed it.
I started seeing animals pairing up outside here and running so hard. I was like, what the hell? It's going down.
Oh, Lord.
It's going down. I got my man Peanut in the house, one of the original producers in Dallas. I mean, the man has done street work for several labels. He has been what's my favorite word, baby? Integral part of the Dallas structure.
Been around for a minute.
You know what I'm talking about? The culture of the Dallas music scene. I'm not going to say hip hop scene. I'm going to say the music scene, okay? Yes. And in case y'all don't know, Mr. Peanut, can I bless him with the business?
Most definitely.
Yeah, come on.
Stephen Taylor. Okay.
Stephen Taylor Designs.
Stephen Taylor Designs, okay?
All right.
He is the architect
of
the Dirty South Block Party. Excuse me. I'm tripping.
Really?
I went down the line. He is the architect.
Have you?
No, I hadn't had nothing to smoke, drink, nothing. I hadn't done nothing. I just, I mean, you know, when I see these boys, I think about that time.
That's how far back we go.
I mean, that's the last time I interviewed you. Come on. That's way back in the day.
Man.
I go there too.
Yes. She got her mind right, though.
She is the...
Yeah. He is the architect of Super Tight TV. I'm talking about all the nice woodwork that you see. Yes. The Texas table.
This beautiful table.
Yes.
My baby.
I'm bringing all my people in here who has something to do with Super Tight TV, and we're going to put them on that camera. I'm bringing all my people in here who has something to do with the culture of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex hip-hop scene, or music scene, okay?
Well, Peanut took your vision and brought it to life.
Yeah, Peanut. And wait a minute, I can't just say that because he actually put some vision in here himself.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he and his son.
Yeah, when we walked in, and shout out to my godson Brandon.
Shout out Brandon.
Bam with 2 M's. Hit him up on Instagram. He's a tattoo artist, but he's an artist all the way across the board. He had a lot of this vision, you know, because. You know, I had a totally different thought process going into it. And
me too.
And he was like, nah, that's old. I'm like, what are you talking about? He was like, no, man, look, you got to compete. So he sat down and he was like, nah, you got to put shelves here and you got to use this color and you got to do that. And he was the one that put it in my head, you know, for the Texas shape, because he was like, what you're going to do is you have to understand that when people come, there has to be something that sets it apart. And I was like, okay. All right. And I was like, what has nobody done? So I was like, all right, yo, let's do it in the shape of Texas. I had no clue how I was going to do it at whatsoever. So I hit up Bobo. Bobo was like, yeah, do it. And I'm like, okay, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but all right, bet.
Yep.
Roll with it.
So I just had one request. Put a Texas star on that
star.
Put that star on there for Dallas.
Which ironically was one of the hardest parts of doing it, was getting that star right. It took me a week to get that star right because I tried different methods of it to make it stand out, because he was like definitive about it being blue. So I knew it had to be a separate piece of the table. First I tried to brand it.
I wonder why he wanted
right. First I tried to brand it. That didn't work. So then I went and found a stencil and did it and carved it out. But the Bam on Instagram. Hit him up. He's the man.
Shout out.
He is the man. Wait a minute.
Thank y'all.
Tattoo artist. Visionary.
Yep.
Promoter.
Yep.
I mean, the man is the young man.
Yeah.
Is very talented.
Yep.
I mean, the vision if y'all knew what this place looked like when we first walked in. And we brought it to life.
Because when I came, it was a blank room.
This was a blank room.
It was a blank room.
Canvas.
Yeah, it looked kind of scary in here. So we made it look like a studio.
Look scary.
I mean, it looked like.
It just looked like an empty room.
It did. I mean, it don't look like that now. And I appreciate everything you did, brother.
Yes.
I get so many compliments on this table.
I appreciate it because, you know, when I started my company, I wanted to go into it with the thought process of the same way I did production, art.
Yeah.
You know, this is deeper to me than just, you know, building cabinets or renovating people's houses or building people's houses. I want to be able to put my stamp on things, and projects like this allow me to do that.
When can I get my stamp?
Oh, it's actually on order. It's coming. It should be. As a matter of fact, when I come bring the, the other parts, I'll bring it.
Okay. I need to talk to you about a she shed.
I just built one like 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because
2 weeks ago.
Yeah, because I be needing somewhere to
put our stuff. Yeah, yeah.
Do her thing.
Yeah, she got a lot of things in the house, bro. A lot of DIY stuff.
DIY.
Whatever,
Not saying it
DIY.
DIY.
Something like that. Do it yourself.
There you go. DIY.
DIY, all that. She can do it yourself. You know, she got so many gadgets.
I'm an artist.
She's an artist, and
Okay.
I support her artistry.
Peanut understands.
Yeah, I got to build a tufting shed for my girl.
Yeah.
She's doing those tufting projects. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's like
tufting the furniture.
Yo,
the pillow.
Yeah, she's a monster with it. So I gotta build her a whole spot for it because she's starting to do the larger canvases now.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, canvas is about as big as what I did for the TV mount.
Yeah.
So you can't do that in the living room.
No, you can't.
You know,
you need your own
but she's a
space.
monster with it.
Definitely.
Monster with it. It's crazy because they got those big guns.
Yeah, you should have brought her.
Man, I tried to. Her hair wasn't done and she was mad about her nails. You already know how that goes.
I understand.
Man, you already know. Tawana's not going
so
anywhere if she ain't
Shout
black.
out to Juana.
Y'all are so picky.
Shout out to Juana. I understand,
Yeah.
girl.
So check this out. Gylo,
Yeah.
we're going to go back to the beginning.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, come on, Gylo.
How
You
far
sure
back?
know. Look.
We're going to go back to where you from. I know you ain't from here.
No.
Talk to the people.
I was born in Harvey, Illinois, Blue Island Hospital, basically Chicago.
Okay.
South side Chicago.
Already? Windy City?
Yeah. And then we moved to Decatur, Georgia.
Okay.
And we were in Decatur for about 6 years. After that, my dad wanted to go to, I guess, minister school. So he came to Dallas Baptist.
Okay.
So we moved to
Seminary.
Yeah. So I remember we were coming from, Atlanta. We were just like, yeah, we moving to Dallas. All we could think about was South
Cowboy
Florida.
hats.
Yep. No.
Oh,
Dallas, the show.
okay.
Yeah, a lot of people outside of Dallas. That's
What we relate. You know what
I
I'm
knew
saying?
that's where you was going.
Yep.
It either was that or the Cowboys. And
Exactly.
that's what we was famous for.
Yeah, well, that's
So we moved here and we moved and I was looking at the mail and I'm like,
How old were you when you moved here?
what, 86? So I had to be in the 4th grade.
Oh, good damn. You made me feel old. Damn.
So yeah, had to be
I
4th grade.
I graduated high school in 86.
Yeah. So
You just a baby. Go ahead.
So yeah, I'm looking at the mail. I'm like, what is Arlington? And I thought we were in Dallas.
Rude awakening.
Yeah, we moved to Arlington right off of Park Row and Cooper,
Already.
right up the street from.
Ain't no
TA.
wrong with
It
Aggtown,
was
bro.
nothing on Cooper back then, was it?
No, Cooper's always had something on it.
Something, but not like it is now.
Now, by the time he moved here, there was something there.
Yeah, UTA. Yeah,
Yeah, my dad had us here twice. We moved here the first time in
From where?
79. The first time it was from Boston
Okay.
because my father was in the military for 20 years. And then he retired and went with General Motors, and General Motors was just as bad as the military. They moved us every 2 years. My dad was the mercenary. So if there was a place that was
Needed fixing?
he came, would knock it out in a year or two, and they'd put us on the plane to
the next spot.
So we had been in Detroit.
Mm.
We had been in Virginia, New York, Boston, here, Cleveland,
Damn.
then back here. And when we got here the second time, my mom was like, we're not
That's
moving
it.
anymore.
Y'all know that's right.
So my father bought a dealership in Irving.
Okay.
And same situation with him. At that time, the airport was expanding, so the suburbs were expanding.
Mm-hmm.
So it was easier and better to live in the suburbs than it was to live in the Dallas
Oh, for sure.
metropolitan area.
Mm-hmm.
And same situation. When we moved to Arlington the first time, it was trees, Baird Farm, and Six Flags.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
When we
Yeah.
came
Yep.
back the second time,
And Peeping Toms.
yeah.
No.
I'm just playing.
When we came back the second time, it had exploded a little bit. They had built Wet and Wild. They had expanded a couple other things. And South Arlington, where he was built at that point. Because when I first moved, Northside was the only thing there was.
Yeah, man. But back then, when people were moving to Dallas, it seems like people were not trying to move to Oak Cliff. You know what I mean? Where were you gonna move? Oak Cliff, South Dallas, West Dallas. Think about what I'm saying back then, or maybe North Dallas. So people were gravitating to North Dallas, or Arlington. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Arlington was huge back there for people moving. In Irving, you know,
Las Colinas.
Yes, a lot of people moving to Irving.
Las Colinas.
But I heard a lot of people moving to Aggtown.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And that's just been one of the things people do when
It's huge.
they get out here and look at that crime rate. Oh, we not moving there. We're not moving there.
But that was one of the things that made Arlington special was because of the melting pot thought process.
Everybody
Yes.
Because we were a suburb, but everybody who
Major
was there,
city suburb.
right?
Yes.
We had a lot of stuff. But people came to us because of the entertainment factor of it.
Yes.
So it kind of put it in our head real early that was the business that we needed to get into because we
Very
were
much so.
already tapped into the entertainment element of it. And all of us did. Like that, it was like that was the thing that everybody was thinking by the time everybody got to high school.
Yeah.
You know, okay, what are we going to do to take advantage of this?
Yeah.
And what's crazy is that Oak Cliff always had its stamp. Fort Worth always had its stamp.
Yep.
But Arlington
Arlington-
didn't have its own identity yet.
Yeah.
And then even crazier than that, you know, Dalworth was right next to us, and that was one of the oldest Black communities in the Metroplex. And Dalworth, if you lived in Tarrant County, you knew what Dalworth was just by rep, but you didn't know anything about it. So there were a lot of situations where all of us were together trying to figure out how we were going to, you know, traverse this and navigate this and make our stamp, you know. And we went through different names. Like at first, everybody was calling it the Mecca.
Mecca 817.
Mecca 817.
Yeah.
And then that was too, smart?
Yeah.
No, it was too muscle.
No, they
Too bougie.
no. Well, people like, so y'all calling yourself the Mecca?
The Mecca.
Yeah.
Because we were
Y'all-
the
so
center
y'all-
of the Metroplex.
Y'all think
that's-
y'all the Mecca?
we were saying we were the center. We weren't trying to say that we're the
Right.
beginning of everything. We were just like, we're in the center
they
of
think
Fort
they the
Worth.
Mecca.
That's exactly what was happening. So a lot of people hated on that. So yeah, that was, you know.
And see, the culture went back real far. Like, I know you know Didum from Pimp Player Hustler.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm talking about from far back to junior high. He had a clique called YDF. Now, I'll never forget, I was in junior high, 7th grade. Me and Shaheem,
What school?
Lamar. I mean, I went Nichols.
Okay. Y'all both went to the same school?
No, he was on the south side. I was on the north side.
Okay. Which one is the worst neighborhood?
South side.
Always the South.
I said that rhetorically.
If you rolled through the South, you would look and like, oh, this is a nice neighborhood.
That's the
And
thing
then
Pimp said about Oak Cliff.
you would look, you'd be like, oh, it's nice. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't look good,
Yeah.
but it's
But
hood
it
people there.
is.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know,
see-
we got all the rejects
Yes.
from everywhere. If you got kicked out of Dallas County, you came to Arlington.
Right.
You got kicked out of Fort Worth, you came to Arlington.
Yeah.
Or if you made money and wanted to come up, you came to Arlington.
Arlington.
So if you made money, you came to the north side. If you got kicked out, you went to the south side.
Got you.
So how did y'all meet?
That's yeah.
So
We'll get there.
yeah,
Get there.
Well, that's
Okay, so
yeah. Well,
so I went to Bowie,
Yeah.
and my homeboy Brian Algorithm,
rest in peace.
rest in peace.
That nigga name was Algorithm back then.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, no, it wasn't Algorithm back then.
I was about to say.
was,
No, it was hypocrisy.
Hypocrisies.
It was hypocrisy.
Okay.
Yeah,
But,
change it to algorithm.
But yeah, I went to school with my homeboy Kanum. He was part of a group that was already rapping. I had no idea. I just knew we were all into hip hop.
Yeah.
Brian was the same way. He was like, "Yeah, I got this group or whatever." And I'm like, "And we doing beats or whatever?" And I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, I'm down. I want to roll. He said, "Yeah, we about to go to my homeboy house." I'm like, "All right, cool." So we pull up, and we pull up to an apartment. And I get out, and I'm like, I walk in, and he got something playing, and he had sampled Cold Christendom, the flavor.
Here comes the flavor.
Yeah,
Mad
so
Flavor.
he,
Mad flavor. Yeah.
Already shout out Cold
he had sampled something. I'm like, so he could put all that in the keyboard, and it was Cho.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was my production partner at the time.
Wow.
Yeah, so-
Shout out Joe.
So
Yeah.
I met Cho first, because we were all on the south side. Cho and them went to Sam. I went to Bowie. So I was always over at Cho house. I'm like, this is what I'm just gonna be sticking around.
Yeah.
So
He got bit by the bug.
yeah. So I think one day we was at Cho's house. I think we were right off of Park Row again. And Peanut comes in. And so Peanut just came in there fooling with stuff. I'm like, who is this cat? And so then he got on the turntable and started scratching. I'm like, oh, he can scratch. I'm like, that's dope. Okay.
Yeah.
So, hey, what's happening, man? Hey, my name is this, whatever. I didn't even have no name yet.
That's another story.
Yeah. I didn't have no name yet. So I met Peanut, and then after that, I'm at school. I'm walking in the auditorium, and I think we had some big program going on, and I'm looking up and I'm like, Peanut, why are you here? I'm doing a sound. Okay.
At high school?
At my school.
Okay.
He went to Lamar. I went to Bowie.
Yeah.
That's two opposites.
Yeah.
Far north and far south. So after that, he was like, yeah, man, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing a sound. So after that, I went over, moved to the north side from the south, which was, I wouldn't say it was a culture shock, but it was just like I met a whole
we
lot
had
of people.
We had a different culture over on the north side.
Yeah, I met a whole lot of people. And I'm just like, and I moved right in when I say I was in the north, as they call it.
Yeah.
Washington and Lincoln.
Yeah, I was right at
Trenches.
Bristol Point. And my homeboy I went to church with, Sammy lived next door. And Sammy knew everybody. So once I started coming out, I'm like, okay, I'm meeting everybody.
Yep.
So we all went to summer school, and he was like, man, I said, I want to rap. I want to do something. He said, you need to go to Peanut house. I said, where Peanut stay? Oh, he stay up the street. So went over there, and the rest is history.
So you said something. I'm about to open up the door. So how did the name Gylo come about?
That's Peanut.
We were over it. Okay, so Picasso and James Shepard had a huge role in our relationship.
Yes.
And I used to follow down behind James like a puppy. James is probably one of the most talented businessmen I've ever met in my life.
Shout out, James.
And he's been that since we were young.
Shout out, James.
Going all the way back to Starving magazine.
Yeah, Starving Artists.
Him, Dwight,
Yep.
Mike B. Vernon, Aziz, Vernon,
Yep.
all of them. They had created Starving magazine, and
It wasn't called Starving Artists?
Well, Starving Artists was the group. It was a rap
Starving
group.
magazine.
And Starving magazine was.
Okay, I remember. I just thought it was called Starving Artists back then.
I mean, there's so much. There's so much. Because see, okay, we started out at Lamar. It was always the high schools that had the groups.
Okay.
So Martin had their group of rappers.
Okay.
Lamar had their group of rappers. Sam Houston, of course, had the best group of rappers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they were right in the middle of everything. And then Bowie had just opened up, so they had their group as well. Now Bowie was kind of
new.
It was new, and they had more money than everybody at the time. So everybody was kind of looking at them like, whatever.
Y'all bougie.
But
what's the ratchetest school over there?
Sam.
Period.
Yeah.
Still to this day?
To this
day.
What about Seguin?
Seguin is new.
Seguin is new, but
they're creating.
They're
I've
pushing
heard.
it.
I wouldn't say.
I'm about to say I've heard rumors.
Yeah,
Yes.
I wouldn't send my daughters to
No.
for it to be like that.
See, Bowie was when I went to Bowie, it was all brand new. You know what I'm saying? We had some roguish people there, but it wasn't like,
And see, the strange thing about Lamar, I graduated in 93. The strange thing about Lamar was one of George Bush's 1,000 Points of Light, so it was majority white people, but all of the black people that went there were filtered in from the trenches. Wow. It was either over off of Davis or over off of Washington and Lincoln. So there weren't very many affluent black kids that went, but we were all family clique tight.
Okay.
So we had created our own little thing going on. We called ourselves the 817 Players. And it was me and Bilal, Mondo, Richie, G-Loc, DJ Spin, DJ RPM. Kassar, who was in the group with me, I was in a group called Apatamed. He was working at Foot Locker. And the mall is it.
Yeah.
And Kassar had a mouthpiece. So in comes all these backpacking hip hop kids that he had never seen before. And that was Cho and the clique from Sam Houston.
Yeah.
So keep in mind, me and Spin were the only two people that were making beats at Lamar. Kassar comes back, he's like, yo, I found some guys better than you. And I'm like, wait, what? What you mean you found some guys better than me? Yo, it's this Asian kid, man. He got you in a headlock. You need to meet him because you got to get as good as him. Because if not, I'm going to start getting my beats from him. I'm like, Kassar, God dang, bro, are you serious? Like, you just going to quit a nigga? He was like, I want to make it.
I mean, Cho was a prodigy.
Cho was a prodigy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So we set it up, hooked up with them, and it was like instant.
Already.
You know, because me and Cho were like twins, brothers from another mother instantly. And we both had the same production style. And he had better equipment than me.
Yeah.
So me, him, and Spin got tight and basically created a sound that united Arlington at that point in time. And there were a lot of groups. We had like 12 groups that we were producing. So
and that's where the Mecca 817
the Mecca 817 because we were very young, like literally fresh out of high school. James and Aziz and Picasso and all of them were older. They had been in the game before us. They saw the potential, and they especially saw the potential of Cho. So they came, water please. They came and basically snatched us up and made us part of Starvin'. Me and Cho produced the entire Starvin' project.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So they snatched us up, and then when they snatched us up, it gave us prestige. And that's when they saw, then when they came along, that was when we were coming up.
Already.
And he was always the background guy. Like
chilling.
He's always
blunt roller.
No.
Not even
that.
No. So no, the story is I would always be in the room where everybody's smoking. Yeah. And so they would look and they just like, you ain't smoking? No, I'm good.
Yeah.
Keep it moving.
PK here.
And
PK
everybody would give him a hard time and be like, you need to do this. It's going to make your rhymes better, so on and so forth. And he would never do it. And my group, Apatomed, they were like especially tough on him because, you know, in their mind, everybody had to follow in our footsteps.
Okay.
I wasn't on that. I was like, man, whatever. I'm just trying to make these beats. But they were trying to create a culture because mentally they were a little bit more ahead of their time as far as the long game.
Yeah.
But their thought process on it was a little bit more disconnected from the streets per se.
Yeah.
So
I remember coming over.
Yeah.
And I sat down and I said, I'm serious. I want to rap. And so
had you written a rap before?
Yeah, I written raps. I just wasn't
serious about it.
Yeah, I wasn't like for real.
That was your get serious moment.
Like I'm just, you know, I'm always around.
To get serious.
But I was like, I came over him and I'm like, hey, I want to rap. I'm serious. And it was Andre and Dion.
Yep.
And they're in the room, and so I worked with Andre, so I've known him for years. He knew who I was. So what? And Dion, I used to dance. So me and Dion would be battling dancing. So Peanut was just like, okay. So they were all smart Alex. So what's your name gonna be? And I'm like, well, my name is Jay Smooth.
That's whack.
So we had just gotten back from Atlanta, and we were in Patchwork Studios. We had gotten Outkast's Aquemini album directly from LaFace.
No, you going way after.
Yeah,
that's way after.
Excuse the brain, almost 50.
But he was looking at
the wall.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Spiral Jar. My oh Lord, I'm getting Alzheimer's degree. Ooh.
Don't speak that on yourself.
There was an album. I used to put album covers on my wall.
Yep.
And there was an album cover, and I was just scanning the room, and I was like, Gylo.
Where'd it come from?
It was a G-Loc poster on the wall.
Yep.
And then he was looking at the Spiral Gyro album.
I just came up with the word
Gylo. And so everybody in the room
was like, that's it.
From henceforth, your name is Gylo. And I spelt it the way I wanted to spell it.
Yep.
Already. Interesting story. That's a super tight exclusive right there. So let's talk about the banger.
That's even wilder.
Let's talk about it.
So okay. Me, Boogie, and Black had started a label and studio called Mastermind.
Okay.
And we had this huge, grandiose plan to put out.
Somebody peeing? What's it?
To put out a whole,
Why he put you on the spot?
whole label project. It was going to be a group called 2-3. Abnubius, he was in a group called Mouth of Madness at the time. Headcrack was with us at the time as well.
Shout out Headcrack.
It was right before he got on 97.9. And we were in there working. And one thing led to another. And we were trying to put music together for the project. But the thing that we always kept on knocking our heads, because we were hip hop heads. You know, we were underground hip hop. Nobody wanted to, like, it was hard to perform at clubs. We were basically mitigated to Deep Ellum.
Yep.
Radio wasn't even trying to touch us. All we would get was radio show intros. You know, and once 100.3 was gone, we weren't even getting that. So we were like, man, we got to figure something out. And at the time, we were always at Midpoint. I was doing Friday nights. DJ Wody was doing Saturday nights.
Shout out, long live DJ.
Yeah,
Wody.
Wody was integral to this.
Was
Period.
integral.
We gonna talk about that.
Aggtown.
No, we gonna talk about that.
He was integral to our story as well.
Yes.
So Wody and I had, we had this friendship because he thought me knocking my head up against the hip hop door was funny. He was like, man, you need to come over here and get this money. And I'm like, man, nah, I'm trying to get these groups hot. And he was like, man, you need to figure out where you are, bro. You need to come over here and get this money. Because Friday nights I was doing the hip hop, we'd have 300 people. Saturday nights, he's doing the club nights, 5,000 people.
Midpoint was popping, bro.
Right. So
now.
He would hire me to intro DJ for him and run the sound for the parties. So we're opening up for artists like 666 Mafia and Cheeky Black. We're doing hip hop. We're doing hip hop music. And it would always be the funniest thing in the world because they knew us because we're from the area, so they knew we were on our grind, they respected it, but they'd just be sitting there like,
we're not feeling that.
No, y'all tight, but
y'all ain't that tight.
So
oh wow.
So
no,
it just was the wrong crowd.
No, it was years. I'm the one that was always in Midpoint,
right?
And so it was like I was always on both sides.
Yeah.
So if you listen to my sound, you just like, okay, he got a little backpack in him, but then again, he got some country twang to him. And I was in Deep Ellum performing, and then I'm at Midpoint partying with everybody else.
With the G's.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was always that. So we were trying to find a universal sound.
So Cho had come up with this sound bank. He called it the No Limit Sound Bank. And it was all the sounds that would, be good for Southern music.
Yeah.
And he had made this little beat.
Yeah.
And it was faster. It was like at 127 BPM.
God damn.
And I had just started listening to screw music at that point in time. And we were joking around, and I took the song and I slowed it down to 68 BPMs.
Oh, you screwed it.
I screwed it.
Oh, really?
And then when I heard it, I was like, oh, I started putting more bass into it. And then he heard it.
Yeah.
And he was like, yo, this is it. I'm like, what? He was like, this is it, we're gonna go record it.
I slept on that beat for so long.
The fast version of the slow version?
No, the slow song. When he gave me the beat, it was on a tape. This is how long. It was on a tape. And the words on the tape was midpoint.
Midpoint.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, what is this? So I popped it in, and I'm like, I say they being funny. I know what they're doing.
No, we were.
They were making fun of Midpoint.
I was.
Oh, wow.
I was.
They were making fun of Midpoint, but basically because they know the bounce sound and what they're going to hear at Midpoint.
Yeah.
They were making fun. I'm like, okay. I slept on it. Months went by, and then I'm at Midpoint, and I'm like, okay, what goes on at Midpoint? All night. If you've ever been, this is what goes on. All night.
Funky Town.
No,
D-Town.
really, all it was Dalworth and Funky Town.
Dalworth,
So
Funky Town.
it's Dalworth, Funky Town, Dalworth, Funky Town. all night.
Wow.
Until a fight break out. You know what I'm saying? That was known. If you went to midpoint, you know this. So I'm like,
Got me one.
Yeah.
no, I'm like, what can I do? If this is a midpoint beat, what can I do to make this Aggtown? I'm from Aggtown, so I'm definitely not from Dalworth. Aggtown, Dalworth, Funky Town. Okay, so let me add Dallas just to go ahead.
Oh yeah,
Make it all.
Oh yeah,
Make it all
yeah, yeah.
universal. Did the okay, South Side, East Side, West Side. Well, okay, let's roll with it.
Let me tell you something. Me being the Oak Cliff boy that I am
Man.
at that time,
Okay.
I never heard of Dalworth until that song.
A lot of people
A lot
didn't.
of people.
And that and low key,
I thought Dalworth was just something in between Dallas and
Thought you
Fort
was
Worth.
talking about the carpet cleaning place.
No, I thought it was a neighborhood. I knew that, but
So,
I'm not,
so the
Yeah.
part about Dalworth, the crew that we were rolling with at
Was
the time
from Dalworth.
Was from Dalworth.
my two business partners were from Dalworth.
see, I'm
And
telling
high,
you,
and not just black and boogie, high power Dalworth. This
man,
ain't like
you know the
you know what I'm
furthest we
saying.
was going was to James Rhythm, and then turning right back around. Or
See.
Foxy's back in the day. On
Yeah,
midpoint.
but you went to Steppers.
And Steppers was right down the street.
Well, I'm telling you, the clubs I probably did, but it was Foxy's, which was in I think Six Flags Mall parking lot.
Six Flags Mall parking lot,
Jamie's Rhythms,
Yeah.
which
course.
was right off of
360.
360 midpoint,
midpoint, right off of Division.
right off Division. Shout out Erskine.
Yep.
Woo!
So back to his story. So we were rolling with Dalworth, and so I'm like, I got to put them in there
Right.
because, like you say, nobody heard, but I'm thinking of midpoint.
Yes.
I'm like, if I'm gonna make this work, I got to do what's gonna happen at midpoint.
Oh yeah.
And so that's how I came with it. And the story is, how did this happen?
Which part?
So we recorded the song, and it was
And
just
that
like
was even crazy,
it Was,
too.
it was just like a party. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
we weren't tripping. We just like, okay, we did it and whatever. So
We had our friends Wendy
Wendy
and what's her name? Oh, she's gonna kill me.
Y'all ain't friends.
No, she's in Oklahoma.
Brandy.
Oh, thank you, bro. Thank you.
Yeah.
She gonna kill me.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, Brandy
yeah,
was.
forgot you. For
Brandy
a
gonna
second.
light me up, boy. Because
Okay.
Brandy was important. Brandy was
Yeah.
my secretary.
Yeah.
And she
Brandy
held
like,
things
no,
together at the studio.
I read it.
You know what I'm saying? But they were there, and it was a lot of people. It was like it was like a party. So he did the chorus, and we just loaded people in there to do the callback
And they
on
like,
it.
what y'all want us to do?
Yeah.
Like, do this,
Do
say
this.
this.
So what happened was we recorded it. We recorded what 4 tapes that night.
Tapes.
We gave 1 tape
To
to Wendy,
Wendy.
and Wendy was in school in Denton.
Okay.
I gave 1 tape to Mr. To Dallas. Was it?
No,
was it?
you didn't give them a tape. You gave them a CD.
Okay, so yeah,
Oh, you feeling some type of way about
I
that,
was feeling some
Gylo?
type of way.
That's a
We
master.
go get to the story.
But that
Uh-oh.
CD is the reason why he was the one
Yes.
because
Okay.
Dallas is the one who got it to Peeping Toms. Because Dallas, he doesn't go by Dallas anymore, but at the time he was street legend, and he had some things going on, and he was the first one that came up with the thought process of my girls are going to dance to this,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
to God, it was over.
So we had a show in Pine Bluff, Little Rock. Me and Peanut went up there. I forgot. I think we were just promoting for Red Rum.
Yep.
We weren't even supposed to be performing. We were just going up there to promote. But it was everybody that we knew from down here that was going up there. So we rolled up. We drove Peanut's Saturn. We got up there, and Ghetto Priest and Mr. Long was on the bus. So we get on the bus, and they were like, "Girl, we in Pine Bluff, but we riding the bus to Little Rock or Little Rock to Pine Bluff."
Little Rock going to Pine Bluff.
And so we get on the bus, and so they start playing everybody's songs. And so it was Millennium Records. I don't know if you remember them. Millennium Records was from Fort Worth. They were deep on the bus. So they played their song or whatever and everything like that. So I'm like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? So Dallas and them had a copy of the CD. I didn't have a copy.
Played it. Everybody on the bus knew it.
They playing it. Yes, I was hot. So they played it, and I'm sitting there going like,
That's my shit.
How they get a copy?
Wait a minute. Yeah.
How they got a? I'm Peanut. I only got a tape. How they got a CD?
A master copy.
Hey man, I knew the process.
They played that song, and when they were saying, "Is it Aggtown?" It wasn't them, but probably three of us on the bus from Aggtown. So we Aggtown, Dalworth, nobody
Because nobody from that was on the bus.
When they said Funky Town, the whole back of the bus, Funky Town. I'm like,
yeah.
So by the time we got back from Pine Bluff, all of them knew the song, and Dallas knew that it was something. And Wody,
Ghetto Priest too.
Yeah, Ghetto Priest. Wody was like, you know what? Let's
bring it to the club.
Yeah, bring it to the club.
Stop. Tell me about the first time it played or you performed at Midpoint.
It never happened.
Yeah,
I gotta tell you that story.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. The song played.
The song
played.
Tell me about. Wait a minute.
The show was
Okay.
the show was
Tell me about the first time y'all heard it.
Okay.
At Midpoint.
Understand that
So
song.
you never had a chance
No,
to
that
perform it
that
at
song
Midpoint?
was
No,
the shut the
I
club
will-
down
I will
song.
tell
That's a
I
war
will-
song.
That was a war song.
I will tell you what happened.
It was a war song.
It's like bitch get a bomb.
So
Yeah.
So Wody called me up. He was when we were still in Pine Bluff. He was like, "Bring it to the club Saturday." I'm like, "Okay, you know I'm gonna be there anyway. Be there at 9:30."
9:30.
9:30.
Earlier.
Nigga free before 10.
So I'm like, he's just bring it at 9:30. I'm like, all right, I'll be there. I was already discouraged because he called me so early. I'm like, this about to be the same stuff been going through for years.
Yeah, nobody's gonna feel it.
So Peanut didn't even go with me. He was just like, here you go. Here's your CD.
I had a studio session. I'm like, I'm just gonna.
There you go. Holla.
Yeah.
So I took it up and it was 9:30 and I swear to God, it wasn't number like 25, 50 people there. And so he was like, where's that? I'm like, here it is. Dun, dun. If you came to the party feeling good,
Hey.
represent. What's the name of your hood? Is it Aggtown?
Aggtown.
Dalworth. Funky Town. D-Town. Man,
Them 25 people went buck. Huh?
all 25 of them people got on the dance floor.
Yeah.
All 25. I'm sitting there going like, this can't be happening. This can't be happening. He was like, all right, I'm going to play it during prime time. He said, you leaving? You going to come back? I'm like, no, I ain't going nowhere.
Okay.
I'm sitting right here. I'm going to wait.
Too.
12 o'clock hit. And if you know Midpoint, at 12 o'clock,
That's in the club, sir.
No, this is Wody's formula.
Go ahead. Whatever.
He would play 2 slow jams.
Oh.
At about 11:55, somewhere around there, he played 2 slow jams.
In the club.
In the club. You know what I'm saying? He played 2 slow jams, and then he would like, security, get ready.
Calm you down, then hype you up.
No, he played a slow jam.
That's what he said. Yeah,
he played a slow jam. So like,
to calm you down.
You're like, yeah, y'all,
because it's coming.
Y'all cool.
The
Y'all
quiet
know
before the storm.
Y'all know what's about to happen. So he wasn't even Wody then. It was just Erskine.
Yeah, DJ Erskine.
Yeah, he said, security, get ready. He played that, and it was again.
And the minute them hi-hats hit, everybody knew what it was.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sitting there going like, oh my God.
I got me one.
So how did you feel?
Oh, I was on cloud 9. I'm calling Peanut. Peanut!
Yo, me and Black were in the studio.
Peanut!
Keep in mind, me and Black are in the studio trying to figure out how
You
we're
was
going to
trying to
formulate
leave the
all
studio
this.
after
You know what I'm
this.
saying? Because we've
was
got a
looked
lot
over.
invested. And he was definitely looked over.
Trust me, I was not the star of the label. I
Yeah.
was looked over. I had 2 songs recorded.
Until then.
Yeah.
I had 2 songs
Straight up.
recorded. Everybody else had like at least 10, 7 some songs or whatever. Drama had a whole album done.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. How did they feel when your song was the first one to play?
Oh, man.
I already know. Talk to me.
Well, I caught all that heat.
Yeah, it wasn't me.
I mean, why would you catch heat? Because
It's blowing up.
it's blowing up. Did they say you
I
should have
caught-
gave me that beat?
No, I caught the heat.
No, because they were
Okay.
looking at him saying
There was a
Why you didn't say nothing?
No,
So
it
there was
had nothing to do with saying.
There
It
was a formula that went behind this. Now, I had a lot of people behind me. Like I said, I've been doing it for a while. I was already trucking before he came along. So I had people behind me. Black was putting a lot behind me. You know, BC was putting a lot behind me.
Shout out.
Valisa Creighton was putting a lot behind me. TJ Miller was putting. I mean, I had a lot of people that were like, you know, you're gonna be next. You gotta do this, that, and the other. And what I did was I took all of those connects and I was backdoor pushing the song to them.
Well, let me ask you a question then. Were you not doing that on the other projects?
They didn't have the song that would work on the radio.
That's
like that.
So that don't make no sense. So what I'm saying is this.
No, I was.
So you were,
but
they got mad because his song was hotter than theirs.
The streets chose his song.
So you did the same
Ain't
work.
mad at me.
Yeah, you did the same work.
You explained that to an artist that wants the same thing.
They're young.
It's not going. You're not going to be able to.
I mean, they had
explain
to be in their 20s.
We were all in our 20s.
Yeah,
all of us were young.
Yeah, very young.
And to be 100% honest with you, had I been a little bit more, seasoned,
yes,
I would have recognized that as a formula and sound, and I would have switched. I would have switched up, and I would have put everybody under the same flag. My thought process was, I could keep y'all's sound, I could keep y'all's rhymes, I could keep y'all's look, everything. But as long as I put all of y'all on Gylo's album, and Gylo has the buzz, people whose eyes are on Gylo will see y'all. But the problem
did they feel that?
No.
Well, so let me tell you why I'm saying what I said. I don't care what the beat sound like. If them words didn't come out like Gylo said,
Right.
Well, that was the problem.
It was a perfect storm.
Exactly.
Y'all had the perfect storm, and you were beating your head on the hard surface trying to figure out, trying to please these guys, which is commendable. You know what I'm saying? Honorable. But I don't care what sound you had. If they didn't come on there saying, exactly. Man, if it didn't come out saying, you know, and with that voice, because I remember the first time. I'm not from Arlington. I didn't hear it the first time
because you didn't even know what Aggtown was.
No, I knew what Aggtown was. Stop it. We knew what Aggtown was. I did not know what Dalworth was. Okay. Of course, it was on K104. No, I'm just saying this. No, Dalworth is a neighborhood in that.
I'm just being
facetious.
Yes, like you.
Anyway, was on K104, I believe.
And even the way we got on K104 was a miracle.
Yeah, that's a whole nother story.
That was a miracle.
So
shout out low key. If it wasn't for
who got y'all on? Dick Beatles was the
no. Skip Cheatham let us ride. No,
Skip was forced.
But well, yes and no. You know what? I'll go ahead and put the full one on that. I can't let Skip go out like that because Skip really showed me a lot of love. He
knew us.
He was getting ready. He was getting ready to give me the banana. He was really getting ready to.
I know it,
but he thought about it for it because understand every Tuesday.
You was there.
I was there. Like I was bringing donuts, coffee. I was in his office bugging him, but it was cocoa butter.
That rock tea first.
Rock tea first, but cocoa butter was more popular than rock tea on K104.
Oh, for sure, it was his show.
And keep in mind, both of them were coming to Midpoint and seeing what was happening in the club.
Yeah.
So rock tea was the first one that saw it. Rock T took it back, put it on Battle of the Beats. Of course, Cocoa Butter song knocked him out the box.
Mm-hmm.
And then Cocoa Butter backloaded the next week
with the remix.
And after that, it broke all the records. I was beating out Biggie, Tupac, you know what I'm saying? Pookie and Lucci, because they held the record.
Yes.
And then we beat that.
So I was, every time it played, I was going to Skip Cheatham and I was like, look, man, it won again. You're going to put it in rotation.
Yeah.
You know, and then it was BC that broke down. He was like, yo, man, don't ask for rotation, ask for mix show. Because you got the DJs in your pocket. They're your boys. Ask for mix show. If he gives you mix show, then just make sure they get vinyl.
Yes.
All right. I went in, asked for mix show. First 3 wins, he was like, okay, you can have mix show. It won, right?
Yep. Like 11 times.
Yeah, 11 times.
They made us lose.
Yeah, really on the cool.
Oh,
so
wow.
that
No,
Tuesday,
it was like because it was winning too much. They were just like, if we let him go, he's gonna keep going. And that was the last time Battle of the Beats was probably on K104. They haven't had it ever since.
Yeah, I remember.
But we broke those records, and it was it basically took our popularity to a whole.
Oh, I remember. It was
level.
every day.
You know what I'm saying?
Prime
So,
time.
the what it was is again, it was the remix.
Yeah, it was remixed.
This was Ghetto Priest and Mr. Long. Now, here's what I could say about radio at that particular time.
Oh,
because
man.
we never took the song to the radio.
Okay.
They took it on themselves.
And they
Rock T-
edited,
Rock T-
edited themselves.
Rock T went in there.
Wait a minute.
Yes,
They took Dallas's song verse totally off. The whole Fort Worth verse, they took it off.
Yeah. So, because there's 3 verses. My verse.
They edited your song?
Yes.
They cut a whole verse.
I rap first. Ghetto Priest was next for Oak Cliff. And then Dallas was representing for Fort
Who made
Worth.
that decision?
So
K104.
They went in there.
K104 is not a person.
So
Oh, shoot. Who was it that made the decision?
they cut it.
Yeah.
I don't know. They had to be Rock T them. They was like it was too long. So
Okay.
they cut it. They cut the verse. And so that was the version that was getting played on the radio, was just me and Ghetto Priest.
Got you.
And so it blew up. Dallas was in jail, and the song came on while he was in jail.
And he was telling
like,
people-
"Yeah, I'm on that mug. I'm on that mug." And then all of a sudden, I was like, Dallas, he got out. We had
And let me tell you what was the worst part about it.
nothing to do with
Let
that.
me tell you the worst part about it. The first time they played it, because see, Dallas's verse came in on the offbeat of the downbeat of the chorus.
Yep.
So you would hear a smidget of his voice, and then it would go back into the chorus again and it'd go off. So the first time it happened, we were like, "Oh snap!" But
You think something went wrong, huh?
What are we gonna say? We're on K104 and we had just won. Again, if I had a little bit more, behind me at the time as far as
more
this,
cachet in the game.
I would have gone straight up there and been like, "Yo, bro, we can't do it like this. What do we gotta do?" But we were just so thankful because understand, back in 96, 97,
You know how hard
no
it was to
local
get-
artists were getting played.
Pookie was at that particular time. It was just Pookie.
Yeah.
We broke down a back door. And me personally, I ate off of this for 15 years because we created a back door that other labels used for years after this. Because understand that prior to that, you were having to pay astronomical amount on marketing fees to get K104. We were the only.
Why are you calling it that?
Nobody was
Payola.
playing. Nobody
Well,
was playing.
yeah,
Why you trying to
Except-
clean it up? Why you being all nice?
Yeah, look.
I could tell you this.
That boy said marketing.
This was.
Did you hear that man say marketing fees, y'all?
Bobo. This was before Red Rum.
Yeah.
Okay.
This was before Red Rum.
Yeah.
So we were. I think I was at it was a K104 symposium, and so I was blowing up. You know what I'm saying? So I walked in. Nobody seen me. You know what I'm saying? I was just walking in. And as soon as I'm walking in, all I heard is some dude going in. That's Skip Cheatham, because it was just like, he was just like, say, yeah. How much money did Pookie and Mr. Pookie and Gylo had to pay to get played on the radio?
And he had just walked.
And I'm sitting-
I was right behind him.
I'm just walking in. I'm like, let me just step out of here real quick. And so Skip was just honest with him. He was like, he said, look, I don't even know Gylo. I've never met him.
Because he
You
had
know
been
what I'm
dealing with
saying?
me.
I've never met him. He said, but what I can tell you is they got the streets. They got their song hot in the club. They have real people calling in requesting their song, and I think Sister and them calling every other second trying to get played.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's how they got played on the radio.
And that was the reason why he gave me light rotation. Because like I said, he was getting ready to give me the shaft. He was getting ready to be like, well, nah, blah, blah, blah. But then I don't know what was going on that day. Only thing I remember is he was wearing makeup. That's all I remember. I guess he was getting ready to film. I guess he was getting ready to film for Flavor.
knew it.
But the whole time,
I'm kicking new
bro,
flavor
the whole
in your
time,
ear.
I kid you not, the whole time
comes
I'm
the
in
flavor.
the whole time I'm in the office, getting ready to beg him for rotation. I'm like, he got rouge on his face, and then I said, yeah,
Mascara?
and what be running through your mind.
You know,
at that point in
mascara.
time.
You gotta put on a little makeup for the camera.
And I'm
I'm
just
all
like,
natural right now.
and I'm just like, oh my God, what have I walked into? And then he was like, you know what, man? The DJs have been bothering me about this song regardless. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you get light rotation. And
did I
if it
walk
picks up on light rotation, I'll let whoever want to play it whenever they want to play it.
Already.
Man, I left out that office, boy. I felt like I was puffy.
Oh yeah, Cloud9.
Like
baby.
Cloud9.
Yeah.
I bet.
But we had a huge problem. Understand there was no independent thing back. There was no internet. There wasn't no uploaded, nothing.
We wasn't ready.
I had to get CDs.
Oh yeah, you wasn't ready.
I had to figure out how to distribute
because
it.
the song blew up on its own. We were not expecting.
prepared.
You know what I'm saying? There wasn't no plan to say, yeah, Gylo's album
Where'd
gonna
you
drop
buy
on
your-
this. But
Where'd you get your vinyl from?
A&R.
A&R?
A&R. And
That's a long way.
wait. That was test plates.
Oh yeah.
I went and got test plates
I've done
done
that
for the
before.
main K-Rock, my man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Big Bink, my man.
Yep.
Erskine, my man.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There was another brother, and he gonna kill me too. There was another brother that was the first one to put on a mixtape in Dallas. I had gotten him vinyl, and he was the first one to put on the mixtape. And low key, he was the only one that had it before we put the CD out for like 3 months. I know he
Wow.
ate off of that.
One was a Cap at the bomb.
Nah, he was distributing it through Cap at the Bomb, but
they had a lot to do with it.
yeah, but it was another brother. I swear to God, I forgot his name. But anyway, he was the first one that did it. Me, Black, Dre, all the producers that were taking part in our movement at the time, we were all getting together trying to figure out how we were going to finance this.
Yeah.
So at first, we were going to stick together $5,000. And we were going to go ahead and get a whole bunch of CDs done through who was the only
Duplium?
Duplium. We were going to go to Duplium, get $5,000 worth of CDs, and we were just going to hop in the truck and go from spot to spot to spot and try and get them in consignment on retail.
Yeah.
And it would have worked.
It would've
because they were
worked.
going in asking for it.
Oh, for
You know what
sure.
I'm saying?
They-
They
that's
were
a
going in
formula.
asking for it.
But James was
I could tell you this story.
James was doing business with my dad. My dad was programming all of Red Rum's computers.
Oh.
And James was like kind of feeding information from my dad, like, so what is Steven, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And my dad is like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? He's like, well, he's getting radio play now. And my dad was like, he's getting radio play. He was like, yeah. So before he even talked to him, my dad had come to me. He was like, Steven, you got something. I'm like, what are you talking about? He was like, yo, Reverend want to mess with you. And I was like, for real? He was like, yeah, they haven't been able to get radio play, and they want to partake in your radio play, but you're gonna have to play this smart. And I'm like, okay, what does that mean? And he's like, this is your business. You figure it out. I'm like,
I'm just giving you the
I'm just letting you
I'm giving
know.
you the rope. You hang
You got to
yourself.
play
So here's the background story to that. James was in Midpoint on a Thursday night. James just kicking it. You know what I'm saying? I promoted for Red Rum.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? I would take the records, trying to promote Cabal
Street
and everything
team.
like that. I was part of the street team. You know what I'm saying? Doing my thing. So they knew who I was. You know what I'm saying? I'm always at the lab, with Google and Casa or whatever. So I'm promoting or whatever. So James comes in at Midpoint on a Thursday night, Rock T DJing. You know what I'm saying? And so a song comes on. He was like, who is that? And he was like, Gylo. Gylo who? Yo Gylo. What? Peanut.
yep.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, what are you doing this week? I'm like, nothing. Meet me at Papa Do's.
Rest
And
in
we
peace.
literally negotiated a deal over drinks and shrimp at Papa Do's.
Nah, that's one thing.
What James didn't realize is I didn't give a damn what that contract looked like. I was cool with dealing with him.
Yeah.
Because I'd been following down behind him anyway. So in my mind, I was like, it's gonna work because it's him.
family.
Solid brother.
But there was so much going on at the same time.
Yeah.
So much going on at the same time.
Part two.
Yeah.
We're gonna hold that one. Cause we're gonna come back with the Red Rum story.
Oh man.
Cause I know that's a different chapter in itself.
Yeah, boy.
So let's go down story time. I met Gylo.
Oh Lord.
I had already known him for a little while. You know what I'm saying? Was already out there doing his thing. And I called him. I was just say, bro, starting my own label. I need a little rapper to kind of bring up under me. Gylo said, got somebody for you. You know who that was, baby?
Low Key.
Before Low Key.
Or Young Muhammad.
Before everybody.
Before everybody.
Red Rum.
Oh.
He bought me Red Rum.
Rum.
Red Rum bought me Speedy.
Oh,
Shout out
THU.
to the Swisser Boys.
Then I got THU. And then you right. Add water. We got the Swisser Boys.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about? Easy as that.
DJ B-Nut, shout out.
Now, what's funny is I don't even remember this.
I do.
I'm just
The Oracle.
the thing is like I know what type of
Mr. Elephant over here.
I the way I carry myself, you know what I'm saying? So if I'm putting my people on, I may shout out somebody real quick. And I'm like, yeah, man, Red Rum or whatever, you know. And so Red Rum comes up to me, you know, because we from the same hood, you know what I'm saying? So he like, dude, I've never told you, but thank you for hooking me up with Bobo. I'm like, I hooked you up with Bobo?
Yeah.
I'm like,
You did that.
I don't smoke. So, but again, I don't remember it.
Good thing you don't, Gylo.
And see,
Yeah.
Red Rum's always been a beast. Red Rum was with Aggravated Lifestyles when I first met him. That was Dank from Oklahoma.
Oh.
And they had a whole movement going. As a matter
See, I
of
don't
fact,
know nothing about all that.
well, see, as a matter of fact, if you trace it back, Aggravated Lifestyles was the first organization that really, really coined and like was yelling Aggtown.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
he was part of that.
I think I remember that group now that you said that.
So the origins of Aggtown.
Everybody's going to tell a different story.
Everybody's going to tell a different story. I didn't come up with the word Aggtown. I remember us going to DC and I'm getting in the truck. It was Head Crack, Dallas, Picasso,
Yeah.
James, Funk Nasty. We all getting in. And so Dallas comes up, yeah, we about to leave Aggtown. I'm like, Aggtown? What's
I
that?
already heard it before your
Yeah,
song.
and I know that.
Because
No, but I'm
And I know
saying
that
they started saying it
Denim
on-
was hollering
Yes.
Aggtown real early too. Denim was hollering Aggtown real
So,
early too.
but I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what's Aggtown?
Aggtown?
Aggtown is Arlington? Oh, okay.
Aggravated,
We got a term.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So once I start saying it in the song,
Oh, he caught fire.
See, we got a term.
I coined the phrase.
Yeah.
I coined the phrase. And so a lot of people, they like, you started Aggtown? No.
Now you coined it. You made it popular.
yeah,
No.
man, it was the first time that it was commercially.
There you go.
Because
Yeah.
we had people as far as New York hollering Aggtown.
Oh yeah.
They were making regional remixes for different cities. Like Houston had their own remix.
Nightmares.
Yo, my goodness.
Nightmares.
We did so many versions of that song. It was ridiculous.
Bobo. Never.
Don't turn down the bag, homie.
I didn't, but it was like,
What, you was tired?
I mean,
like
they was
Groundhog
like,
Day?
look, you got to do one for Houston.
What
I'm
was
like,
that? What was that little city that the lady called up and said
In Arkansas.
In Arkansas. What was it?
oh my God, it
El
was
Dorado.
No.
No.
It was some weird city that we named off, and it was a random city that somebody told me they were like,
Man, you gotta name this place.
name city. I'm like,
Pflugerville.
Pflugerville. That's what it was.
Yes.
That's what it was.
so I named it and I
I
said
been
it.
cold with it.
I said it. So when we went to Arkansas,
She was there.
That's what it was.
when we went to Arkansas, they was like, yeah, you was shouting out all our hoods. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And so at that particular time, Aggtown was very much connected in Arkansas.
Yeah, very, very much.
Pflugerville call
Oh,
themselves?
I forgot
What,
what.
who, baby?
I don't know.
I just want to know.
I forgot what it was, but
What
it
it was
was.
now?
What did Pflugerville call themselves?
Oh.
But
Yeah,
it was, basically what had happened was
Flu Town?
this lady had said, "You gotta say this. Like if you're gonna do anything around, you gotta say this." And then the other one was John Barrow. Joan Barrow. But it was Jonesboro, but we had to say it a certain way.
Okay.
It was weird. But yeah, when we got there and we touched down and they were just like, y'all from Arlington?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we from Arlington. And they like, y'all from Aggtown? Like, yeah, we from Aggtown. Well, I'm like, I know where I'm at, so I'm being careful what I'm
Right.
saying.
So if the music is rolling like this, I don't mean to cut y'all, what stopped it? I mean, when you got a hit song.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and take.
Yeah, we've been talking a long time.
I'll take the
But
heat
I can't not ask that question.
I'll take the heat on this one. This was series of follies, just straight up and down. So we had a street project out. Basically what it was an EP, and I had put all the other groups that I was dealing with on basically the B-side. I had put together a mixtape that's the last track on the project, and everybody was on it. And when James came to us, we had already been like, what, 2 months deep in, 2-3 months deep in the hype?
We were rolling.
We had already pressed up some CDs.
Underground, yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good in Arlington. Hit City. They were all, already selling it, and they were selling out quickly.
Yeah.
So James didn't want to do a national release with that version of it because it had already been released. He wanted to do an all-out release.
Yeah.
So we went to the studio, Dream Circle, and we recorded a full album
In like 2 weeks.
And it was crazy because Google had to get production on there, Tonio had to get production on there, I had to get my other artists on there. I mean, we were working.
Yeah.
Get that done. The mastering took longer than what it was supposed to take.
Yeah.
And of all the songs to get messed up on the mastering,
Wow.
Where I'm From got messed up on the mastering. And back then, you send it off to manufacturing, it's a month, 2 months.
Oh, yeah.
So they had pressed up, what, 10, 15,000 off top of messed up units. So we don't find out until the release party. And then
When you say it's messed up, what was wrong with it?
It was the Where I'm From version on the actual LP CD is low.
what's worse than low, all of the bass. All it is mid-range. The treble is distorted and the bass is gone.
Who did the mastering?
Karev did the mastering, but it wasn't Karev's fault. What ended up happening, on the DAP machines, you have the 48 and the 46. If you do 48, everything got to be 48. When I gave him the original version, Where I'm From was the only song that we didn't re-record. We re-recorded the remix, but we didn't record the original version. And the original version, Google was adamant about only putting the original version on the album.
Because he didn't want
Ghetto Priest
and Mr. Long.
Because they weren't Red Rum artists.
I feel you.
And it was a different sample rate. So Karev, basically, to save time, he had put everything in one long track and ran it all through the same filter, recorded that, send it off to mastering. So everything else lined up. Actually, there were two interludes that also fell into the same category, but they were interludes, so nobody cared.
Yeah.
But the song, we're at the release party and we're playing the album, and Where I'm From comes on, and it sounds like trash. And
Like they gotta turn it all the way up.
we're walking around, and I'm like trying to figure out what's going on. And keep in mind, this is Tuesday.
Oh, wow.
It's already been shipped to Southwest Wholesale, the whole nine. So now we got a problem because all these people that are going to go out and buy this album, they're buying it for that song.
Yeah, and it's funny at GG's, the release party. Our homeboy calls me from That Sound Good.
Oh, Jesus! Those were our main promoters, main financial backing, like on our side.
For real.
Okay, so to clear something else up. If you look at the original promotion for Gylo's project, it was all Phenomenal Entertainment.
I remember that.
The deal is that Red Rum didn't want to muddy the waters with the relationships because they had already had their situations and issues with K104. We were clean.
They wanted to keep it.
They wanted to keep it undercover.
Solid partner.
So they came in as solid partners.
So if you look on the vinyl,
right.
It don't really say Red Rum.
It don't say Red Rum. It says Phenomenal Entertainment.
Okay.
And then you'll see Google's like writing and publishing and stuff on Indigo, blah, 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 so on and so forth. So
I remember Skip looking at it. He's like, this is Red Rum. Okay, whatever. We gonna roll with it.
Because Picasso did all of our artwork and Picasso did all of Red Rum's artwork. So it was all the same.
Oh,
so
yeah,
you was
right.
like,
this is okay. We gonna roll with it. Luckily, the vinyl was fine.
The vinyl was fine because we had done all that before we even went to the CD mastering.
But yeah, we get to the release party, and my homeboy from That Sound Good calls up. Nate was just like, "Hey,
we're on the way.
We on our way, man. We coming, and we whatever." And so he said, "But I got something to tell you." I'm like, "Okay." He said, "Your CD ain't gonna drop on time."
Wow.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That was the last time I heard from him.
He got raided.
They got picked up.
They
by
were the
feds.
reason why we had to connect in Arkansas. They were Scarface and Nate. If you go to Facebook, anything, anybody from Aggtown tell you they were
big time.
The big time. They were the kings.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that was when the case came down.
Wasn't that a record store?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. I had my product up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
That was when our release party was when that case came down.
Oh, I remember.
They got picked up the very next. 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
You know how they do.
Oh yeah.
It was what 40 something.
Catch you.
people.
Yeah. Take you to jail in your drawers while you're yawning.
Yeah.
Ice Cube told you.
Yeah.
So Nate is out now. He told me the story. He's like, man, if you only knew what was going on that night. He said it was so much going on. He said that's the reason why we didn't make it to the party. I'm like, man, that's crazy.
Wow.
But yeah, the whole thing is we rolled with the project for about 5 years.
Yeah, we did, because it just kept on.
Every time somebody touched it, it went.
It was the gift that kept on giving, really.
Yeah.
It kept going.
And what's crazy is that from Kappa to going on promo tour, everything was like just insane because James and everybody had started LTJ Ventures with Vernon, and that blew up. LTJ Ventures blew up. I'm talking about all the major huge parties.
I remember that.
Hard
That
Rock
was
Cafe
all-
parties.
that was all them.
I remember that.
So that became their bread and butter. The record label became secondary. And also keep in mind, at the same time that we had cut the deal with them for Gylo, they had signed V-Dog.
Yeah.
Now V-Dog is
The Rebel.
but he is an amazing artist. My God, V-Dog is so dope, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he was promoting his single at the same time that we were promoting ours.
That's why you always seen V-Dog with me.
Right.
Already.
So they were trying to promote it as
They
a
cross promote.
I remember.
but it just wasn't the
didn't.
right thing to do.
We didn't mesh.
It wasn't the right thing to do because they're two totally different artists.
Oh, for sure.
And it was like
the thing is I come from a hip hop background, so everybody on stage, we're vibing. You know what I'm saying? We're paying attention to each other. If something is happening, we already in tune with it.
Yes.
V-Dog was a whole nother entity by himself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he would come in and it literally would be, okay, that's your part. That's what you're doing on the show.
Yeah.
He wasn't paying attention to us. You know what I'm saying? So it was always a forced relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I understood what they
nothing like that.
I understood what they were trying to do. I wasn't even tripping. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, look, he can come, you know what I'm saying? But he was a lot of times hard to deal with. I'm like, V-Dog, we got a show tonight. Where it's going to be? It's going to be in Pleasant Grove. Is Zero and them coming? I don't know. We got a show tonight. Okay.
Would he show up?
He would show up, but it was just like it was always a forced marriage. You know what I'm saying?
and
then it was just like at the time I'm blowing up and I'm getting all this love and everything like that, and then he's looking at my project is done. When are y'all gonna start pushing mine?
Yeah.
And so it was always it was friction.
And then like with me and you had talked about when I was building it, I had that Leroy situation going on behind the scenes too.
Yeah.
And that was, you know what I'm saying? Like I said before, I feel like now that my older self looks back on that and I'm like, oh, I was a whole ass nigga for that. But, that was really kind of messed up too because it split everything. Like it really made everything chaotic because the second single was Cadillac Pimpin'.
Ooh.
And Cadillac Pimpin' started off being Leroy's song. And
James them.
And me
it was James or was it Google?
It was Google.
Google liked Cadillac Pimpin'.
Yeah, Google was like, we're rolling with Cadillac Pimpin'. And I was like, are you sure? And he was like, yeah, that's the best song on the album. I'm like, dude, we got 17 other songs you could choose except for the one song that's gonna get me shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
So me, in my young mind, not recognizing the chessboard that I was setting up against myself, I'm thinking to myself, you know what?
Fuck it.
I'm gonna keep Leroyce on the chorus, on the hook, but take his verse off and put V-Dog on because they're trying to cross promote V-Dog.
Yeah.
Man, Leroyce came back in town like a hurricane and shut all that shit down.
I bet he did.
I know
And see, then again, my young ass, I'm ready to go to total war with that shit. Google was like, "Fuck you! If you go to war with that, you going to war by yourself, and you owe me $120,000 for the project." And I'm like, "Okay,
never mind.
all right,
Y'all can have that.
go ahead and sign that over. Give him back his equipment.
Wave
it is
the
what it
white
is."
flag.
But like I said, looking back on that, I was a whole ass nigga for that. Like I really regret that.
It's nice that you can admit that.
You know, but we
We grown to learn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He was-
we both went through it. I'm like,
we were both wrong, but I'm not going to. That doesn't negate my element to it because I handled it like I didn't handle it like a grown man. I handled it like an emotional nigga.
when
you know what I'm saying?
when we did
And it's a difference.
when we looked at the promo pictures for Cadillac Pimpin', and I'm just like, I'm sitting in front of an Escalade that's not mine. I got on a red rum chain that's not
his.
mine. You know, and then I got V-Dog that's next to me, and me and him are total opposites. I'm not a pimp.
Yeah.
I'm a preacher's kid. I mean, I know that's,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm a preacher's kid. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like,
Some preachers are pimps though.
yeah, you're right. But yeah, I'm
I
like,
want to make sure you knew that.
I'm like, I don't want to do this.
But from the time that Red Rum took full control over the project, it was always a marketing thing because
Yeah.
understand we were brothers, so I knew him inside and out, and the crew we had a certain way that we gelled, and we knew what we needed to do that was best for us.
Yeah.
In all fairness, Red Rum had invested a lot of money into him, and they wanted to get their money back. So they didn't care about us gelling or what was best.
No
for them.
doubt.
They didn't
No
give a
doubt.
damn about that. So it was always a constant back and forth between either me and James or me and Gugu.
Yeah.
It was never Zero is just sugar. Man, Zero is the man.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. And
brother.
Pierre, you don't argue with Pierre.
At all.
You don't argue with Pierre.
At all.
You don't argue with Pierre.
Pierre walks in, and you just like, hey,
And Pierre says what he says, you shut the
you
hell
good?
up.
We good. We got it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
And
Shout out Pierre.
Captain.
yeah, you don't argue with Pierre. That just was not a wise idea.
Zero was always the fun guy.
Yeah,
you know
Zero-
What I'm saying? Now on the flip side, Zero, although he's the fun guy,
He's also
he will turn into the boogeyman.
Oh
Right.
yes, I bet.
Right.
I
The
bet.
Kappa. Oh, Jesus.
Okay, let me tell y'all something. Y'all know we gotta do part 2.
Yeah.
Because we gotta come back to talk about Red Rum Days. Okay? That's gonna be a full show.
Yep.
And we're gonna talk about Gylo and Bobo. We got songs from the Snake Pit, unreleased tracks.
I still ain't heard that song. Is so
Huh?
long.
Huh?
It's been so
Cadillac
long.
Grill?
And he had a second album.
I had a couple.
See, we need to talk about all that. It's certain people that are that history is so rich in the city.
Yeah.
You can't put it together in an hour and a half, one full interview.
Okay.
I got DJ Drop coming back for his part 2.
Okay.
I got a couple people coming back.
Yeah,
for their
and
part
see,
2.
me and Drop, we went on after everything, and we hopped into a whole different generation. Like Drop, the mixtape game was a whole different.
Not the MTH, the
So-
mixtape heavyweight.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you one story that we didn't get to tell, where we were leading to earlier. Why I never performed at Midpoint.
We got it shut down.
We Midpoint.
I know the story.
Midpoint.
Tell 'em.
Erskine was just like, "Hey, we got a show with Mystical coming up. We want you to open it up." I'm like, "Yes, about time." You know what I'm saying? The last time I performed at Midpoint was Cheeky Black, and we probably almost got booed.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, cool. So he was
got a
like,
hit
"Yeah."
for it.
He said, "Yeah, you gonna open up for Mystical." I'm like, "All right, cool." I'm sitting at Janie's on my 2-way. Where you at? At the club. What club? At Jamie's. Oh, you need to come to Midpoint. okay. I go to midpoint and it's 12:30 that I pull up on the parking lot. The parking lot is empty. And I'm like, something ain't right.
Yeah.
Something don't look. So I walk through the door and I swear to God, everybody was looking at me. Security, the owner, Monroe, everybody, they all looking at me like,
It's your fault.
so they telling Erskine, tell him.
And keep in mind, my phone had been blowing up the whole night
I had no idea.
from top to bottom.
I'm at Jamie's kicking it. I'm having a good time. I'm not bothering nobody. So I walk through, Felix looking at me,
Felix had already
the
called and cussed
security
me out.
guard, Puddin looking at me.
Puddin had already called and cussed me out.
The owner,
Puddin.
the owner is behind Erskine.
Yeah.
Tell him.
Shout out, Puddin.
Monroe had already called and cussed me out.
Tell him. I'm like, so Erskine, he was like, and Erskine, if you know anything about Erskine, he's a rebel. He gonna play what he want to play.
Yep.
So Erskine,
Really, it was
just
Erskine's fault.
So he was just like, it was his fault.
I know.
Because Erskine does that. It ain't a party unless a fight break out. That's his slogan.
Oh no.
A fight broke out, didn't it?
So he was like, yeah, the show coming up with Mystical, you can't do that song. And I'm looking like, why I can't do the song? He said it started a riot.
And what's crazy is the Mystical show didn't even go down at midpoint. The Mystical show went down to Hojo.
So
yeah.
So he said it started a riot. I'm like, it started a riot. In my head, I'm jumping for joy. I'm like, my song started a riot. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. He said, so he was just like, he said, so you can't do your song. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. I just, said whatever. And I left. That was the last time Midpoint was ever open.
Yeah.
The
Midpoint was
original
closed.
Midpoint
It was closed
got
up
shut
there.
down because of the laws came in.
And
It was
then,
like,
let
that
me
was
tell you-
So
it.
what you telling me, Gylo
Yes.
and Erskine and
Yes.
Peanut is the reason Midtown shut down.
Midpoint
shut
shut
down,
down
yeah.
because of where
Super
I'm
tight
from.
exclusive.
Super tight.
And then Erskine
Super
turned right
tight.
around and kept Mystical for the Hojo,
Hojo.
and then got us on with that.
Did you perform that song?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I know
Yes.
you did. I know
Yes.
you tell you. How you not gonna perform your hit?
No, that was a funny night too because
was
Peanut had to do sound. There was no security.
No
One
security.
security guard for a Mystical show. One security guard. There was Felix of all.
Come on now.
He wasn't even. Anyway, so
Imagine.
but it's a song that Mystical talking about I can feel the roof shaking or something like that.
Yep.
The floor
Yeah.
shaking.
Yep.
He's talking about the Hojo.
Yep.
Because in the Hojo you can feel the floor shaking when
And
you rocking.
I'm having to run sound during all of this, and there's nobody to guard me. And it was a last minute situation.
Yeah.
Didn't have enough money to get really good equipment. That was what I was known for in the early days. If
Get
you
it
ever,
done.
if you ever had an issue with sound, if you
Get
ever
called
had,
Peanut.
and I mean, I remember times
You
where I'd be,
still like that, Peanut?
yeah.
Yeah.
I remember times when I'd be running sound with no lights, and my girlfriend at the time would be with a lighter over top of me, trying to keep her fingernails from getting burnt because that's the only way that I could see the board. Stuff like that.
When Peanut came up to me, he was like, "You're gonna have to control the crowd."
I know that's
What are you
right.
saying, Peanut? There's no security. You're gonna have to control the crowd. And so I'm like, okay. So I walk up, and my hype man, Kimmy, they had
Cat Daddy
everybody.
Carnell.
They had everybody stand behind a certain spot because they didn't want nobody up close to the stage. So he gets up there and he was like, "If y'all crunk, we need everybody to come to the front." I'm sitting there going like, "Oh my God."
Round two.
Yeah.
When I say the show went on, we did. Everybody on stage. Ghetto Priest looking at me. He going like,
He had the best hype people ever. Like his shows were live because. So I wanted to put everybody who I was dealing with attached to him so they could be seen.
Yep.
Dirty Red, amazing. Cat Daddy Carnell, amazing. Exodrama, amazing. Boogeyman, amazing. Even Rick, amazing. You know what I'm saying? Like we would carry a lot of people with us on shows, and they would hit that stage, and it would be insane. And
You still
Oh, yeah.
doing some producing?
yeah, I do. My philosophy now is really just kids.
"Yeah,
You know,
That's what it's at.
My brother, Ice Jizzle, he's with Lopez. I deal with his project. But other than that, it's all youngsters because, for one, most of them grew up in my house. You know, my daughter came up with everybody out of R&B that's popping right now. My daughter came with all of them. They all came. Like most of their first time recording was at my house.
Oh, that's
So I deal with them because I mean, man, I'm almost 50.
right.
The hell I look like being, you know what I'm saying?
Man, y'all have sure kept me entertained.
You ain't lying.
Y'all have to come back.
And it's a whole.
Yeah,
We gonna bring y'all back.
Yeah.
We gotta come back.
When we talk
It's a
about
must.
when we get the red rum, it's gonna go into overdrive.
I know it.
because we got to talk about the Capitol.
Oh my
Oh, yeah,
goodness.
yeah.
Part 2.
Peanut, give you shout outs, baby.
Man, guys, shout out my girl Tawana. I can't believe I froze up on shout outs. God, shout out to my girl Tawana. Guys, shout out to my baby girls, Monty and Tia. Ice Jizzle. Go check out his Instagram. He got a single out popping right now. Like I said, my godson Bam. Go check him out for the tattoos.
Already.
And for all of your home renovation and building needs, hit me up, 469-878-3987. TM Legacy, the #1 name in home renovation.
How to find you? How to find you on social media?
DJ Peanut 74 at Instagram, TM Legacy at Facebook, or Steven Taylor on Facebook, or www.tmlegacy.com.
Trust me, y'all won't be disappointed. Gylo,
Not at all.
what you got?
Shout out to, first and foremost, none of this would never happen if I never went over Picasso's house.
Picasso is
Shout out to Picasso
Shout
Island
out.
Park.
He is the whole glue behind
everything.
A lot of stuff.
everything.
A
You know
lot
what I'm
of
saying? And that's the biggest shout out that I'm going to give.
Already.
But right now, shout out to Money Water. Shout out to Just Epic.
Huh.
Shout out to all my kids. Dang, it's 4 of them.
Country girl.
Come on. Come on.
Breon, Anaya, Jaye, and Elijah. My 3 grand boys. Jesus. Jesus.
Just say charge it to my
Yes.
charge it to your
All 3 of my
your
grand
mind.
boys. But yeah, definitely shout out to all of Aggtown, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ghetto Priest. What's up? Uptight. Who else?
Yeah.
Shout out to Red.
Red Rum?
Yes.
For real, brother.
That's my boy.
Love you, man.
He's doing beats for me now.
Already.
Yes, he's doing beats for me now. And Red is he's a special person.
He's a talented brother.
You know what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
he's so angry at times, but
Oh, for sure.
he's a jerk. But he loves it.
Asshole.
But
I love him.
he got heart, and
Yeah.
he'll do anything for you.
I love him because he's an asshole.
ABN,
Joey
baby.
Merkel.
But,
Always been like
but
that.
yeah,
He's
shout
always been like
out
that. He's a man.
Super Tight. So
Thank you.
I didn't get my UGK story.
Oh,
It's real quick.
come on.
I'm a preacher's kid. Y'all know this. And 1994, when we just moved to the north side, my dad gets in the car. He's picking up somebody that just got out of jail. What song is playing in the car? Super Tight.
What song?
The first one. It all started with a Pimp C.
Bitch, so what the? Yeah. Told him
So-
something good. He's about my motherfucking nuts.
So
Damn.
so the guy in the car that just got out of jail, he's like, oh yeah, they're real. This and this. Da, 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 da. And so my dad was like, where'd you come from? Boy, where'd you get this tape from? I'm like, it's not mine. It's Jason and Lamont's. Those best friends from high school.
Yeah.
It's Jason and Lamont's.
Oh yeah,
I'm like,
preacher
oh,
kid.
I almost got in so much trouble.
I bet.
Leaving that tape. But that's my UGK story. But it's
Pimp and Bun almost got you castrated, huh?
pretty much. Now,
Had it like
ironically,
in
the sound that they have was the sound that I always wanted. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
the
The
organs.
organs and the hi-hats. Because I'm a preacher's kid, I always wanted that. And Peanut, they worked with it
Yeah.
when it finally came to do the album.
Man, shout out to Cho. Like
Cho, Cho.
For real.
Man,
Shout out, Joe.
Cho is just
Genius.
and also Tonio, the conductor.
Oh,
real.
Tonio.
Tonio, my
That's
guy.
my boy.
Big Tony.
Already.
Already.
They did.
Oh, and what's up, Bilal? I ain't forgot about you.
Definitely
Oh, for
Bilal.
sure.
What's up,
Definitely
Divine?
Bilal.
What's up, Yogi? Where you at?
Yep.
Nubius, Mouth the Madness, Maintain.
I like that name.
That was the original click.
If you listen, that's in the song.
No, Mouth of Madness.
That was the original group.
That was my
That was him
original
and DJ
hip-hop
Block.
group.
That was your
That was my group.
pause. Anyway, say man, I appreciate y'all coming, man.
Thank you, man.
Both of y'all are some super tight guests.
Know I'ma get some game tuned in with super tight. Yeah, I get the low from Big Bobo from the front seat, not no photos.